What's up, guys? Alive, I'm so glad you're joining us today. We are gonna have a great time on our Alivestream, as we're calling it now, right? So it's 4 o'clock, but it is alive. It is time for Alive. So I'm so thankful you're joining us. And maybe you've never been to an Alive service before. Maybe you've never watched our live stream. You're just kind of finding this right now. I want to just thank you for jumping on and watching with us today. Maybe this is later and you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook after the fact. Thank you for joining. I hope that you would stick around to watch our service, our live service in its entirety. There's going to be a lot of great stuff today. We're going to be worshiping Jesus. There's going to be a really fun message today and a game that is only going to really be played live because we're going to be giving away another pizza. Last week, Ella Bates took home the pie. Or I guess the pie was brought to her, but it was a great time and she was our winner. So there's going to be another winner tonight, and we're excited to get that to you. Look, I want to let you know also, I want to encourage you right now, if you're watching on Facebook, if you have a Facebook and are able to share this feed, I want to encourage you to do that right now. That's one of the most amazing ways to get this out, to proclaim God's good news of the gospel and just let people know about the love of Jesus by just clicking a share button. It's super easy. I've already done it on my feed. I hope that you would do it as well. Look, if you're watching on Instagram, I love you guys as well. But the main party is here on Facebook. I want to encourage you to do that. Thank you so much for watching. Also want to let you know, if you have never signed up to be on our Remind text, this is our mass text that we send out to let you know the latest updates and information happening out Alive. We won't spam you, I promise, but I want to encourage you, if you aren't signed up, and I think we have a slide that's going to come up, maybe, and it's going to say how to do it. It's going to sit over here, maybe in this range. Am I touching it right now? I have no idea. Oh, it's over the whole screen. Okay, it's covering my face right now. Well, I want to encourage you, do this right now, because this is how you're going to participate in the game in just a second. If you don't have Remind, you won't be able to participate in the game unless you're going to cheat and try to text me because you have my number. I don't really know. But I want to encourage you to do this right now, and this is going to help you stay informed in the future because, as you know, this quarantine thing, it's crazy, and we're learning day by day what youth ministry looks like, kind of reinvented here at Alive. So I want to keep you informed and most of all keep you connected to what we're doing here. But man, we love you, we love Jesus, and we're going to have a really great show, time, service, whatever you want to say here today. So thank you guys so much for being on. I love you guys a ton. So let's get started off, as we've been starting our live streams the last couple weeks, with some wisdom from our very own Danja. Check this out.
I always think it's a good idea to carry around 2 sacks. That way, if someone says, "Hey, can you help me?" you can say, "Sorry, I've got these sacks."
All right, well, thank you. Now I know next time I ask you for help why you won't help me, Don. Thank you for always having too much stuff in your hands. But good wisdom, I guess. Maybe some of you guys are trying to play that out, work that when when your parents are asking you to do chores at home. I don't know. But hey, we're going to do a new game today, and I've brought in a very special guest to help us with that. So would you give it up for the one, the only, my wife, the beautiful and talented Shelby Schmidt. Bum, 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 bum. You come over here and sit. Yeah, that's you over here. So we're going to take a seat. Now, before we get into the game, I think we have something. I guess we don't have to social distance as much. We're quarantined together, right? Can we? Okay, bye. Okay. So we have something planned for today, but I think we have a new video series, something we're going to introduce today. So when you have one of those really bad ideas, and you're like, yeah, but we would never do that. Well, we decided to do that. We had an idea, and so without further ado, I bring you a new addition to our live stream. Our new video series. Go ahead and check this out.
Now it's time for Sad Psalms with Shelby, the part of the show where Shelby comes out and says a sad psalm.
My life is consumed by anguish, and my years by groaning. My strength fails because of my affliction, and my bones grow weak. Because of all my enemies, I am the utter contempt of my neighbors, and an object of dread to my closest friends. Those who see me on the street flee from me. I am forgotten as though I were dead. I have become like broken pottery.
This has been Sad Psalms with Shelby. Tune in next week to hear Shelby say another sad psalm.
Well, that was something special. I hope you enjoyed that. And just comment below. Comment below. Tell us how much you loved that video. And tell us how many more you want us to make in the future. Maybe even suggest if you've read a really sad psalm lately and you're like, wow, that was depressing. Comment the psalm in, and maybe Shelby will say your sad psalm in the future. She'll do it in all black continually as you do when you read sad psalms, lamenting, as the Bible would call that. Whole book of Lamentations we might even just read on a video. Who knows? Probably shouldn't. Okay, so we're going to play a new game, and again, this is going to be based around you being able to respond to our remind text. And the way this is going to work today, Shelby has some questions, and they're questions about me, things that you might know or might not know about me. Here I have my whiteboard, and so she's going to ask out a question, and I am going to just write down whatever my answer is. And so the way you win is to have the correct answer. So today it's not necessarily about getting it in first, it's about getting it in right. But technically, and first, right? As we've been trying to say, yeah. So clearly you got to be the first right answer to come in, but don't be so rushed getting it in that you don't actually think and make an educated guess. So you got to be quick and you got to be right on this one. So without further ado, Shelby's just going to take over. She's going to ask out the question. You respond by texting to our remind text number, and we'll get that, and then we'll check against my whiteboard assignment. So here we go. You'll have, I know there's a little bit of delay on the Facebook and Instagram if you're watching. That's cool for you. So what's the first question? I'm going to hand you my phone, and you'll get to see the remind text coming in. Just kind of keep that active so it doesn't lock up on you. All right.
Nice. Everyone participates. That's so nice.
Yeah, that is really great. Okay. All right, what's the first question? Here we go. You guys ready?
The first question is, what year was Michael born?
Ooh, I know about this. I do know this. So what year was I born? First person to text in the right answer. And we'll wait a little bit. We'll probably wait once they start rolling in. We'll probably wait another 10 seconds or so. Once we get a handful of answers, we'll reveal the correct answer. I know this. Do you know this?
I think so.
Okay, cool. Connor, do you know this off the top of your head? You would have to do some math calculations, right? Okay, we're calculating.
Got a best friend, Jennifer, watching from the middle of nowhere. She got it right.
Best friend. Hey, Jen.
Count, but
Jen's like my cousin without actually being my cousin.
We've got this.
That sounded weird. All right. Has anybody texted anything in yet?
Just Jen. Oh, just kidding. Okay.
Jen, I'm not sending you a pizza. I just want to clarify.
Your phone doesn't buzz. I was ignoring everyone.
Okay. We got how many? We're going to give it about 8 more seconds. We're going to count down 10, 9. Tina got it.
Yes.
All right. Well, what is the answer? What is the answer? It is 1987. And like we mentioned, parents, whoever's watching can play. If you can send a text or a remind text, parents, if you get it, you can play. You can win a pizza to your house. I'm sure Tina's like, I don't want to cook anymore. I've been cooking every night, and I want an easy night. We're getting pizza tonight, aren't we?
Oh,
all right.
really?
Yeah, maybe. I have no idea. All right. Let's ask the next one. I'm going to erase my board.
Okay.
What do we have next?
We have, what is Michael's favorite sports team?
My favorite sports team.
Xavier said 1995.
Xavier, 1995, man. I'm in my 30s, bro. Do some math.
Gabe says 88 BC.
88 BC. Yeah, he called me prehistoric earlier.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. All right. Favorite sports team. Favorite sports team. What do we got today? Do we have music going, or I don't even know. We might drop in some tunes for you guys to enjoy. Some elevator music.
Gabe got it first.
Gabe got it first?
Gabe got it first.
All right, what are some of the other answers, by the way? I got to reveal my answer, and then you can tell us some of the other answer. I didn't,
So far, we only have 2 answers. All of the right ones, and Bradley Knight.
Did he go UCF? All right, the answer was, of course, The one and only Atlanta Braves. Yeah, I'm a baseball guy above anything else. Did I spell it wrong? Yeah, I did spell it wrong. I knew I spelled it wrong. Guys, I'm writing on the spot here. Atlanta.
Spelling on the spot.
Spelling on the spot. What were some of the other answers? Braves and
Red Sox, Orlando Magic.
No, incorrect. Who said Red Sox?
Bradley.
I will give you this, Bradley. My dream is to go to Fenway, where the Red Sox play, so I'll give you that. Orlando Magic is wrong. All right, who was it? It was Gabe. All right, Gabe, lucky number 2. It's not a real thing. All right, what's the next question? Are these gonna get harder? I don't know. I have no idea.
Who has 2 phones?
Who has
This is
2
really
phones?
terrible.
Okay, we're doing double duty here. So, right now I think you're enjoying some music by Digital Hyrax. Again, he's doing the intro and also is laying it down, underscoring our game time today. So thank you, Micah Colley, for making some awesome instrumental music for us to play. Royalty free, I hope. So don't charge us on this, man. All right, next question. What do we got?
Okay, the next question is, what college did Michael almost go to before he decided on Southeastern?
Yes, I went to
He's talked about
Southeastern.
this all the time.
She's tired of hearing me talk
I'm
about
tired
it.
of
So
hearing
tired.
him talk about it.
It's a good story.
It's a mediocre story at best.
All right, you guys know I went to Southeastern, but I had a scholarship to another college that I almost went to. So where was it? Or what is the name of that school? If anybody says UF, I'm gonna be upset.
Sorry, Jen. Sorry, Bradley. Sorry, Xavier. Sorry, Lydia.
Come on. You guys, somebody's gonna get it today. There's a lot of answers coming in, but we need a right answer. Who's gonna get it? Who's gonna get it? Who's gonna get it?
Bradley's guessing like 12 times. It's allowed.
Yeah, you get one guess at this, guys. One guess. Make sure your first guess is the correct guess. Bradley cheating. Hey, I get it. That was a good way to do it. All right, we got anybody more coming in?
I mean, yes, but none of them are correct.
No, someone needs to. So what? Let's.
Tallahassee's not a school.
Let's
Bradley.
start. That's FSU. Let's start.
I know what
let's
he
start
means.
eliminating some and let's see if anybody can get a right answer.
All
So
right,
what's wrong so far?
So far, UCF.
I did not almost go to UCF. It wasn't even on the radar. Go Knowles, but no. No, Knowles, but no.
Liberty.
Incorrect. No.
Absolutely incorrect.
Yes.
Miami.
The U,
Wrong.
but yeah, no.
Alabama. Wrong.
Let's make it easier.
Don Jacobson got it.
Don Jacobson. He's been complaining that he can't get a right answer on our game. You have potential. I'm sure Sarah and Emily and your wife are very excited. Dog Snickers, very excited about potential pizza to your house. The answer was, of course, Rollins College, right here in Winter Park, right? Almost went to Rollins. Was invited to be part of their percussion program. Guys, told the story so many times. All right, so many times. All right, what's the next question?
It is, what is Michael's favorite ice cream flavor?
Ice cream flavor. I gotta think about this for a second.
I'm not gonna make a joke about it.
Do you know what it is? I think I might surprise you.
I think you won't. That also probably spoiled it for everyone.
I think you're wrong.
Jen says, why didn't you go to Rollins? She wants to hear the story.
This-
And she also got your favorite ice cream flavor.
The story, I was asked to go to Rollins, and I had a scholarship to go there. Actually, the full story is that my mom was a nurse at Rollins, and I could have actually gone as like a faculty student, which would have been pretty much free. But then
Jessica got it.
God called me to go to Southeastern. That's pretty much it. I just felt very
So
called
nothing.
to go.
Cookies and cream.
Cookies and cream. Who was that?
Got it, Jessica Bennett.
Jessica Bennett is not Jessica Bennett. That is actually Peyton Mosler comes through under that. I don't know, Peyton. I've been meaning to tell you, your texts come through under the name Jessica Bennett. I don't know why.
I was like,
so
I don't know who this is, but I'm gonna say it like I
it's
know
Peyton.
who this is.
I'm pretty sure you can confirm with me, but I'm pretty sure that's Peyton in the. Yeah, I'm almost positive.
I'm gonna see. We're gonna find out. Yep.
It's Peyton, yeah. I was confused a couple weeks ago when I got a selfie from Peyton under that name, but yeah. So Peyton, thank you. It is of course cookies and cream, which is just vanilla ice cream with Oreos in it. So, I mean, what can't go wrong with that. All right, we got, how many more? We got two more slots. Your handwriting's so much nicer than mine, and it changes based on the person. I like this.
It just changes based on how I'm feeling.
You got a nice solid Tina, a Gabe, the Dawn, and then Peyton. Lovely. All right, what's the next question? Here we go.
Okay, next question is, how many named bands has Michael been in?
How many bands have I been in?
And so, like, church band does not count because it is not a named situation.
So, we've distinguished this by how many different, like, it can't be just a band that I was in that we just renamed. It would have to be some members change and we reformed or something like that. So I gotta think about this for a second. How do we classify an in? Like, was actually like a member? Because I've played with other bands though. Like, I've drummed. Oh, I'm gonna count it. I'm gonna count
what?
it.
No, you can't.
Yes, I'm going to.
No.
Yep.
That I didn't say played in.
It doesn't matter.
I said been in. Yes, it does.
For more than one gig.
Yeah, for more than one gig. Thank you, Connor.
All of these are correct so far.
You see my number?
Yes, it's your number.
Okay, I have a number.
Bradley, you have to guess one.
You have to guess. Bradley, stop cheating. We have a number. We're looking for a certain number.
Leah, I'm sorry, no.
Leah.
You're still my favorite.
So close. That's
Micah, wrong.
favoritism. Come on, Micah. You're gonna get this. Somebody, come on.
Dan got it.
Dan Colley? Micah, you were redeemed by your father. We got some some leaders and some adults playing today. I love this. All right, the correct answer was 5. Let's name them off. Beloved Image, that was a good one. That was late high school, early college, transformed into Instead of Ashes, and then I was in The Acclaim, and then I was in Civil Parish, which was my main one. But we're going with 5 because I've also been playing drums with my friend who's native culture, and I've played on his albums and a couple live shows. So we're gonna count that, even though I wasn't like in the band technically. But you know, I played on the album and toured with them, so we're gonna count 5. All right, last one. That was a good question. What do we got? Last question.
What is Michael's favorite smell?
All right, favorite smell. What do you guys think?
That's not the one that I want to be tested around.
Yeah. Do you know?
We talked about this when we were dating.
Okay.
Spoiler, it's the same one as mine, so I hope you get it right.
Gasoline. No.
Okay.
Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that my favorite one?
Well, I'm like really like torn at the top. I have like a top 3.
Dan, I knew someone was gonna say that.
Is it?
You put me.
Yeah. My favorite smell is whatever she's wearing. It's just delectable. Yes, that is just her general aura. Yeah, that's the right answer. I feel like you should.
Ooh, Bradley's on the board.
Bradley is on the board finally. The texting master
So
is there.
the other answers were strawberry, vanilla, Sharpies, says Xavier.
Yeah, Xavier, stop smelling Sharpies. That's no one's favorite. Huffing glue out of a bag. That's a bad idea. We don't do that. Fresh cut grass, which is also right behind with like a charcoal barbecue. Just a nice charcoal barbecue is really up there. But fresh cut grass is a go-to in my book. Just a reminder of summer and growing up. So that's it. I think we have. Thank you. I hope that you, wherever you're at, would just give it up for my beautiful wife.
Shake my hand.
No, I said give it up. No,
I
I was like ushering you off,
gonna.
like two. Sorry.
See you
So
later.
give it up once again for Shelby joining us for game time. At the end of our service today, we will roll the dice and see who Bradford, who's gonna be getting a pizza delivered to their house. Thank you guys for playing so much and for knowing very little about me. That makes me very happy. So love you guys a ton. Go ahead and check out this video. All right, we're back live. Jack, thank you so much for doing those segments. Really, really cool, Jack. I love how talented you are, not just on guitar, but on bass, which is kind of a guitar, and drums, putting that all together. Super awesome. Thank you so much for doing that and just showing off the giftings that God has given you. So we're going to move into another new segment that's happening today. Over the next coming weeks, we want to do something different and have more special guests. Look, we're trying to keep it under 6 in here, right? Because we don't want to start any issues. But we love having people come be a part of this live stream, and it's lonely without you guys. So what we're going to be doing over the next couple weeks is we're going to be featuring some of our graduating seniors on our live stream. This is kind of the last few months of youth ministry being a part of Alive, and so we want to make sure that they know how much we love them and just are so proud of them as they take this next step. So if you would, give it up wherever you're at for the one and the only Miss Anna Knight. Thank you, Anna, for being here. We got
course.
We measured it. It's really close to 6 feet.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
We're good.
I mean, if we're trying to be careful here, guys.
Yes.
But we would be off the camera. We couldn't. Yeah. So, man, I'm so thankful for you being here. And I know that I heard that you just got a job. You're like knocking out your online school. You're like, I can start working because I got time. And so I'm pumped for that. And wanted to get you on the show before you're just killing it with work, and I can't get you out anymore because you're going to be hard to get. So let me just ask you a couple questions, if that's cool. And you're going to actually stick around and do a little worship for us, right?
Absolutely.
Which I'm so excited to have some in studio for the first time, some live worship in studio. It's going to be really special. So tell me a little bit. You've been here since I've been here. And so you came in like going into 7th grade, summer 2014. So tell me about some of like just your first memories of being here at Alive. What was that like for you?
Okay. So, yes, I have been at this church for a very long time, and I did start in youth group in 6th grade, just like everybody else when they move up and get older. My first impressions of Alive, well, it wasn't Alive, right?
It was Solution.
It was Solution.
Your 6th grade year would have been Solution, yeah.
Guys, it was Solution.
It was Solution.
Sorry, that was just mind-blowing for a second.
It changed after I came in. That was like a couple months after. Yep.
So I think I still remember having a little bit of Dustin Schneider.
Yeah.
Before Schmidt came.
Yeah. After Wes, there's like a little weird gap. Yeah. It was fun. Thank you, Schneider, killing it, holding it down for me to come in and just have a lot of fun. So
after Schneider was camp, and that's when Schmidt came in. He came right before camp.
We were actually, I went to camp with Schneider. Like we like went to camp together. We were both there, and he left halfway through, had to go to a wedding, I think, and I became the guy. It was a crazy time.
So first impressions of Schmidt, though, I had really no idea who you were.
That's totally
knew
fine.
You were part of the school and like a Bible teacher.
Yeah, but I never. You were in elementary school when I was teaching.
No personal, like I've never had a conversation with you. But I do know that every time like you talk about first impressions like of youth group and being a youth pastor here, you talk about my mom and like the first real thing you had to do. My mom was talking to you and saying, if my daughter does not come back in one piece, I will tear you apart.
And I was like, but I heard Anna's really solid. I'm like, I think she's going to do okay, Bev. But yeah, terrified. I was like, I had all these students that I had taught before, and I was really familiar with them, but then I had some younger middle school students who I didn't know. And so just was like, this is going to be responsible for students over like a week, but you killed it. And Above the Waves was really, really fun.
It was a great first camp experience for me, and it was all new because I was still meeting you and getting to know you. And so
lots of fun. Bus broke down on the way back. Took us like the whole day to get back home. It was a long trip from up in the Panhandle. All right, so thinking about over Alive now, that was 6th grade and then 7th grade when I came, and now you're a senior. It's been a road. How long? I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, so just what has been just really one of your favorite parts about being Alive? It doesn't have to be about me or Alive, just about being in youth group as a whole, just over the years. What's been really great for you?
I'm going to give a generally and then a more specific for me. So generally, I just love the community. Like, just being able to come in on a Wednesday night and getting to see all my friends and getting to be able to just really share what's been on your heart, and you have people that are able to pray for you on the spot, and like just to hear good message and good worship. Like, that's just good for me. And I wish everybody could have that once a week.
Yeah.
So I just love that about youth group generally.
Yeah.
Specifically, I think it was my freshman year. It might have been 8th grade though. I went to Romania. What year do you think that was?
You went the first year we went, so that was 2016. So yeah, however that lands. Was that freshman? Something like that.
It might have been the summer before my freshman year started.
Yeah.
And that was probably one of the greatest experiences
That was very fun.
of my life so far. It was amazing, and getting to be able to see all those kids, and I mean, I get jealous every time I see the Coleco.
Yeah.
Always over there, or spending time with the kids. But yeah, that was definitely, if you guys ever can get the opportunity to go on a missions trip, honestly, it doesn't, like, I still loved going to Detroit too. I went to Detroit twice, and those were really cool experiences.
Love that
too.
trip.
If
Connor
you guys,
was there with us. It was awesome.
Yes. If you guys can ever get the opportunity to go on a missions trip, please take it and run with it.
Yeah.
Do it. It is will be life-changing for you.
Yeah. I actually just thought about it. It was 2017, so we've been going into your sophomore year.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the first year we went, because I remember I posted a video of us doing the sing along in the hallway on YouTube.
Yes.
Remember that doe and deer? Yeah. And the deer noises. We don't need to replicate that right now. Inside jokes from the trip. Yeah, you got to be a part of mission trips. Romania, Detroit. We've been to Guatemala, and looking at more for the future this year. Of course, wasn't a thing because of everything going on, but look for the future, doing more mission trips. So let's keep going. What's next for you? Just personally, what's going on? You're graduating. Hopefully not virtual. Hopefully we're going to get back in school for you to walk across the stage, right?
Listen.
Yeah.
I'm getting my cap.
Yes.
And I'm getting my gown. I'm getting my little tassel.
Yeah.
And I will walk across the stage. I don't care if I'm the only person there.
We can make it happen.
I am going to walk on
a
stage and get my diploma.
All right.
Okay.
So what's happening next?
Sorry.
You're fun.
So next, I mean, you mentioned briefly I am getting a job.
Yeah.
I'm starting tomorrow, guys.
That's awesome.
So
Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited. Yeah, and it's going to be at a grocery store. So please be praying for me, because I'm going to be in contact with a lot of people. So I don't want to get sick at all. But yeah, I'm really excited.
And in the fall, you are headed to?
I'm headed to Southeastern University.
And what's your goal? What are you planning to major in?
So I'm wanting to go into secondary education.
Cool.
My hard thing is trying to find a subject. I love all the subjects, and it's hard for me to pick. I'm thinking I'm leaning more towards
PE. Lunch. No.
Lunch.
Okay.
I'm thinking I'm leaning towards more English.
Cool.
What's weird about me, if you know me, I can write a paper. Like, if it's 1,000 words, I can do it. Give me an hour and it will be done. It's the weirdest thing, but I love writing and things like that. So I'm thinking that's where I'm leaning more towards.
Love it.
But I'm also wanting to try out for the worship team there, so please be praying for me for that.
That's super cool. They didn't have, I mean, I went to Southeastern too, but it was a very different school when I went there. Almost like a different school completely. We didn't have SEU worship. It was Southeastern singers, and it was a whole other thing. So, well, tell us one more thing before we do some worship today.
Yes.
What is something, this is a weird season. You've been out of school for a long time. I'm sure it's frustrating at times, really exciting at other times. What's been something you've learned that God has shown you, whatever, during this quarantine time, the season of quarantine? Tell me about it.
Okay. So I would say I probably have two main things that I've learned about. The first is I've just learned a lot about, like, myself, like how I try to hold myself accountable for, like, my schoolwork, and to get on every morning at 10 a.m. to watch Bible studies, and 4 on Wednesdays to watch Alive. So I've just been learning a lot about myself, and I've been I found like a journal prompt on Pinterest, so I've been doing that every single day.
Cool.
So it's just cool to have a little self-discovery of myself, and to really just take this time and use it. I mean, I know I love Netflix and binge watching, and I still do.
Yeah.
I can still do it, guys. But I still do want to use this time for more.
Yeah.
So, and then...
Yeah. Is that good? Yeah, something else you want to share?
There was a second thing, but I forgot it.
Well, if you think of it after a quick video, you can mention that before we do some worship. Is that cool?
Let's do that.
All right, we're going to jump into some worship. Let's take a break and wash our hands. I think that's important. It's been too long. All right, well, we are back at live. We're going to worship. So I asked Anna to pick out.
Better before worship, yes.
That's the lightning alarm. If you know about
Yes.
OCP or about the church, you know about the lightning alarm. So we're really excited about that. Well, I had asked Anna to come in and not just do a little interview, but also to do a little worship. Because she's been a huge part of our worship team over many years. I mean, started middle school. So I'm thankful for her over the years of just serving here. But I asked her, hey, what are 2 songs that have been really impactful for you? And these are the 2 songs. So we're gonna do it. The first one is This Is Living. So wherever you're at, just enjoy this time as a place of reflecting over God's the fact that He's living inside of us. So is that cool?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
Let's sing it. Here we go.
Waking up knowing there's a reason. All my dreams come alive. Life is for living with you. I made my decision. Lift me up from my eyes with wonder. Forever young in your love. This freedom's untainted with you. The moment is wasted. See the sun now bursting through the clouds, black and white. Turn the color all around. All is new in the Savior I am found. This is living now. This is living now. Lead the way, God, you're right beside me. In your love, I'm complete. There's nothing I do with you. This life you created, I choose. See the sun now bursting through the clouds, black and white. Turn the color all around. All is new in the Savior I am found. This is living now. This is living now.
Take me higher. Sing it out.
You take me higher than I've been before. It's your perfect love that sees me soar. God, your freedom is an open door. You are everything I want and more.
Sing it out.
See the sun now bursting through the clouds, black and white. Turn the color all around. All is new in the Savior I am found.
Sing it out one more time.
See the sun now bursting through the clouds, black and white. Turn the color all around. All is new in the Savior I am found. This is living now. This is living now.
Take me higher.
Take me higher than I've been before. It's your perfect love that sees me soar. God, your freedom is an open door. You are everything I want and more.
Awesome. That was so much fun. And so the other song that you mentioned that we were going to do today is a song that was introduced at 12 conference that we went to. That was 2017,
Yes.
right before that trip to Romania that you talked about. And you could share kind of, we got an opportunity to sing it. Maybe share briefly about that.
Yeah, so it's called You Are Mine. So right after 12 conference, we usually have a church service where the students take over, and we did sing the song for that church service. And I kind of ran with that song for a couple weeks, I think. But we did get to sing it in Romania, and they seemed to enjoy it. I mean, even though they probably didn't understand it, but it's still a song that really just hits home with me. So yeah.
Yeah, if you don't know it, let the words just speak to you tonight, or this afternoon, or whenever you're watching. But I want to encourage you to enjoy this, to worship with us. Put yourself in a place, in a posture where you can. So let's do it. Sing us out. You are my hope, you are mine.
You are my hope, you are mine. You are my hope, you are mine. You are my hope, you are mine. You are my hope.
Sing that again. You are my hope. One more time, sing it out. You are my hope, you are mine. You are my hope, you are mine. You are my hope, you are mine. You are my hope.
Now that the stars have found their place, even the sun would bring you praise. Heavenly lights will shine for you. And when I am lost, you are my way. Jesus, my everlasting strength. You are mine. You are mine.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Anna, would you just pray for us as we close out this time of worship?
Yes, of course. Dear Heavenly Father, I just thank you for giving us this awesome opportunity. This is an opportunity that we're probably never going to get the rest of our lives, where we're in this time of tough and hard situations, but we still get to come together and worship you and love you. And we get to even reach to people that have never heard of you before. And I just thank you. I just thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Yeah.
And I pray that everybody who's watching or is going to watch, that they will just really be able to take something from this service. I thank you, God. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Well, thank you guys so much for watching and worshiping with us. And give it up one more time for senior soon-to-be graduate Anna Knight. Give it up one more time. Woo! So dumb. All right. Thank you. I'll see you soon.
Yep.
Enjoy. Have a really great day. Work.
Okay.
Air 5.5s.
Thank
All
you.
that cool stuff.
Bye, guys.
So,
Bye.
Instagram. So, all right. Well, we are going to be transitioning into a new part of our service. Actually, I totally forgot. You want to jump back on and help us with our heartbeats?
I didn't know if that was
You
now.
remember? Yeah. Okay. We're gonna do our
Okay.
heartbeats.
Okay.
I was like, I know there's something else. So, all right, you guys know our heartbeats. Do them every single week. They are what makes alive alive. These are our mission statements. What we believe about what our purpose and calling is. And so, nice and loud. We got 5 of them. They might be up on the screen, maybe over Anna's face right now. In the middle. Cool. All right. It's right up in here. Right here.
You guys see me now?
You guys. Okay, sweet. All right. So, on the count of 3, we're gonna say them out and then end with a big "This is our heartbeat." So,
Yes.
1, 2, 3. We live to love God through worship. We live to love others as He loved us. We live to show the difference. We live to follow His call. We live to see others come alive. This is our heartbeat. Woo! That was so fun. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Okay.
One more time, give it up for Anna,
Bye,
who's
guys.
actually gonna leave us now. Yeah.
Bye.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Bye. I love you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Bye,
Catch you on the
Instagram.
big
Love you
screen.
guys.
All right. See you guys later. All right. Well, I love you guys so much. I want to let you know we're gonna be doing something a little bit different today. Instead of having a live message right now in the studio, what we're doing is we have a new series that we're just starting. It's called Uncertain. If you don't know, these are uncertain times, and there's kind of a lot of weariness, anxiety, because we don't really know what's next. A lot of times we're going day by day trying to figure out exactly what's going to be coming. Is it going to be more quarantine? Are we going to be able to go back to school? We're not sure, but we do know what we are sure of is Jesus and the rock that He is in our life, that we can build our foundation on Him. So I want to help over the next little bit through some conversations I'm going to be having with a lot of different people. We're going to be having those conversations as an encouragement to you to help you move from areas of uncertainty to certainty in Jesus. And so this first conversation, I called up on Zoom one of my good friends, youth pastor up in the New York area, Chris Arroyo. A lot of you guys know him. He's come and spoken at Alive in the past. And so I want you to enjoy right now the conversation that we had. So check it out right now. If you're on Instagram, we're going to close out our live feed and jump over to Facebook to enjoy our message. Thank you guys. Check it out. Hey Chris, how you doing?
What's up, Schmidt?
Not a whole lot. Just really glad to see you, and thank you for kind of being on our conversation today.
Of course. Do people call you Pastor Michael or Mike? Or
no, they don't, and I'm so thankful. Some of the newer people they call me Michael, and I don't really understand that. But yeah, Pastor. No one really even calls me Pastor. Is that my actual title?
God.
I have no idea. Yeah, it's just Schmidt. That's
Schmidt,
but
not
fine.
Schmitty.
No.
Like I need Alive to start calling you Schmitty. I'm just saying.
That's not coming back. That's high school, and we're gonna leave it there. So Chris,
Okay.
I wanted to share with you. I'm kind of new on Zoom. I've been using Google Meet a lot, so I realized I heard that you could do virtual backgrounds, but this is kind of new for me. So I wanted to kind of show you some stuff that I came up with, if that's cool with you. All right. So
now.
yeah, we got a couple different things. This is more of a traditional scholastic educated. I'm working on my master's degree, so this is kind of like I want to show off my shelf of books back here.
Gotcha. Okay.
But then we have some other great things. I was thinking about. I love Bob's Burgers. Always a good go-to.
Yes. Always good cartoon. Yes.
And then you got to go classic Disney. Look at that. Just
I can show you the world.
Shining, shimmering, splendor. I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like.
Yeah, anyways, and then
there.
if you're into the newer Disney, I got that Frozen 2 background. The little. I thought. Did you like it? I thought it was a good movie.
I haven't seen it yet.
What?
I know.
You have you have a 3-year-old daughter. Almost 3?
I know.
No, she's 3. She's 3.
Yeah, she is 3. I literally we just watched the first Frozen 2 days ago. So give us some time. We're gonna get there.
How are you so far behind on Frozen? Being no question. All right.
Okay. You're judging me. The Bible says not to.
Little Hey Arnold.
I
Hey
love
Arnold.
Hey Arnold's my show. This is
Dude,
it.
I love Hey Arnold. I miss that show.
Yes, it's on Hulu. I've been getting into that a little
Ooh.
bit.
Okay.
Classic iCarly, right? This is pretty solid. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen an episode of iCarly.
Your childhood just completely ruined. And then take it all the way to the beaches of Motunui, hanging out with Moana. This actually might
Moana.
be no, yeah, definitely Moana.
No, what was the name of the chicken?
I don't even know. You'll have to comment. So it's something like, I don't know.
If you know, if for those of you who are watching, if you do know this, just
I have no idea. All right, it's a little SpongeBob. Yeah, and of course Toy Story, and gotta have the Wakanda Forever. Just throwing it down. But I got one for you. Been saving this. This is my new favorite. Precious little kitty. We're just gonna pet him, and this is actually this is probably one of my favorite ones. I just got this one going. Just in case you need to never get rickrolled on you. So I think I'm gonna sit with a SpongeBob.
SpongeBob, do it. If I had a better like one shade backdrop, I would try to do something. But I didn't think about this. This is amazing. I need to steal this idea from you.
So thank you for being on. We are going to be talking. I can't do the SpongeBob thing. I'm so messed up. All right,
you need to change that. Yeah,
we need to change it. But so we're going to be talking about. We're in a new series called Uncertain, and it's all about this time right now. It's pretty kind of crazy. We don't really know. I know for you and I, it's kind of a day by day kind of thing. What's going to happen tomorrow? We'll find out. And that's a little strange, especially as Christians, because we're trying to find like, what is our foundation on? How are we trusting in Jesus right now? What does it look like to be certain in Jesus when we're uncertain about things happening in the world? So that's really what this series is about. And really why I have you on today in this conversation is all about really your stories of how you've gone through uncertain times. Kind of even the time right now, but maybe in the past you've been through that and you could share some wisdom. I'm going to read a verse. I got to change this background first because it's
let's bring it. Yeah, that's a little bit better.
That's subtle. It's a little bit more subtle. Okay, we're going to stick with the Frozen 2. I like this. Okay. So here's a little scripture. Our basis for this series is going to be out of James chapter 1, and you were just saying that you love being in the book of James, which is
love
awesome.
it. One of my favorite books.
So chapter 1 verses 2 through 4, and this is actually out of the New Living Translation, and it says this: Dear brothers and sisters, when troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy, for you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. So let it grow, not let it go. Let it grow.
Let it grow.
Yeah, you just saw that for the first time. So yeah. For when your endurance is fully developed, you will be perfect and complete, needing nothing. So that is the goal, right? That is the place where we want to be when we're talking about our faith. So, well, just share a little bit about kind of yourself, just a couple quick details. Tell me where you're at right now and, what you do. I know some students might know you, but some may not. So, yeah.
Yeah. So right now I am in Goshen, New York, and so it is about an hour and 15 minutes, depending on traffic, away from New York City. I have two traffic lights in my town. Okay, and our mayor is a horse. So as I mentioned before,
that's not a nice thing to say about him. Yeah.
So no, it's a beautiful horse. But yeah, I currently work at Grace Community Church. I'm the youth pastor there, overseeing the youth ministries across. We have youth ministries at 5 out of 7 campuses right now. I'm married to my beautiful wife, Kristen. We met in high school. I asked her out to 9th grade homecoming. Remember that, Schmitty?
No.
Actually, yeah, no.
We weren't friends. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
9th grade. We'll get not 9th grade, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. I enjoy the outdoors. I enjoy
like these woods that I'm in right now. Do you enjoy?
Yeah, actually, it really looks like a typical fall.
Fall.
And this is my man cave. I build engines in my spare time because it's just therapeutic for me.
What is your favorite thing? You're in quarantine. Yes. We all kind of are right now, especially New York is real crazy. So what's been your favorite thing about quarantine and your least favorite thing about quarantine? And then we'll kind of jump into some other stuff.
My favorite thing about quarantine as of right now is that pants are optional. Now, I don't want to be gross, okay?
Yeah, please don't.
It's
It's a
not
children's
that,
show.
okay?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm wearing basketball shorts,
Yes.
okay? It's not
But
weird.
fancy pants, like work pants.
Yeah, like jeans.
So, but what's not been good?
I really, really miss hanging out with my students, like a
Yeah.
lot. Like
Feel
having
that.
church, like and just being goofy with students,
Same.
being real with students. I miss the social interaction quite a bit. I really do. I really do.
Yeah, but we can have fun Zoom conversations, so that's really good.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
so share that a little bit about we met not in ninth
Yes.
grade, but when did we meet? So tell me a little bit about that.
Okay. Now thinking about it, we did meet in ninth grade, but
No, there's no way.
yes, there is a way.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure. So
Yahweh.
here's the deal. So we met. We weren't friends for the first like 5 months. So we were
Sure.
in the same fine arts band.
Yeah.
Okay. Our church had a little competition. He was a drummer. I was the bass player. We
Sure.
knew each other. But during the summer, between 9th and 10th grade, all right, that's the key thing. During the summertime, we were driving on a church trip to Austin, Texas, and it was just boring, like 30 hours in the bus. I was hungry. I was alone, and Schmitty was in the bench next in front of me, and you offered me gummy bears.
Sounds like something I would do. Yeah.
Yeah. Or was
I
it?
think
Yeah,
it wasn't going into 10th grade for me. I was going into my senior year of high school. So
Yes.
yes.
Well, you are older
yeah,
than me.
yeah, that's by a year, and then I was a year up because really, really smart. But anyways, that's not it. Well, yeah, I do remember the gummy bears, and I mean, that's just how friendships start, just sharing snacks on the bus.
And literally, we've been friends ever since. Like
Yeah.
ever since that day you gave me gummy bears.
And distance can't keep us apart. We're here.
No,
We're
Can't
chatting.
stop.
Yeah. Fun fact: if you didn't know, I was visiting Chris and his wife and his family when I proposed to my wife.
Nice.
So if you've seen our engagement shoot, that's with them up in that hut. That's the Hudson River behind us. So we were up in New York for that Labor Day weekend. We went and visited you guys.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, it was so awesome. Shelby is
Yeah.
a great girl, man. We love Shelby. She's so cool.
Thank you much. So, getting into some of this, tell me a little bit about your life growing up and kind of how you got into ministry, and then kind of tell us a little bit about. Really, I know a little bit about your time of uncertainty in your ministry. So share with us kind of how you got there. So.
Oh gosh, I'll give you the Spark Notes version because we know that we have to kind of make this quick, whatever.
Sure.
But so I grew up Catholic in the sense that was the team we rooted for during Easter's type thing. So Easter's, yes. That's a Nacho Libre reference, by the way.
Sure.
So I knew about God. I just didn't know God. You know what I mean? Like there's a difference between knowing God and having a relationship with him. So I knew about him. I went to a Christian school all my life. My parents put me in good schools. But really, I gave my heart to God in 7th grade. I was at a brand new school. And first chapel that I went to, Pastor Johnny Wilson, shout out to him, was speaking and gave my heart to God then. Didn't really look back. So
awesome.
Grew up in that youth ministry. Did fine arts with Schmitty.
I was there.
So yeah, you were there for that. And really, I think my first really big moment of uncertainty was my senior year of high school because I had my entire life planned. I was going to join the army, do all that stuff. And Schmitty even knew my plans, whatever. And it made sense. But then it was at a retreat, fall renewal, my senior year of high school.
Yeah.
I felt God call me to ministry. And I was like, heck no.
Yeah.
Not a chance, type thing. It's like, haha, God. Don't want to do that at all. And then I remember just praying at church in a trailer because our church had trailers.
Yeah.
And I remember asking God, like, are you sure? Like, if you really want to do this, like, if you really want me to do ministry, you're going to have to make me fall in the spirit, make me do something like angel appear, do something, God, because I have everything else figured out.
Yeah.
And then really, the one of 2 times I really, really heard the voice of God, he was just like, if you knew what I had for you, you'd be begging me to the youth ministry.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
No, that's awesome. And so
yeah.
I know I interned a little bit at Faith before I went to college, ended up coming over working at OCP and now youth pastor at OBC with Alive. And I love that. And it's so cool that we were friends, just play music. And now we're like how we both ended up in the same line of work, vocation, whatever you want to call it. So it's so awesome that one of my best friends gets to be, gets to be in the same line of work, and we get to talk a lot. So you were in a ministry position at Faith for a while, and then still at Faith, but you took over the youth ministry when they planted the Michigan Street campus.
Yeah.
So you were the youth pastor there for how long?
I was since 2012, so I want to say like 6 to 7 years.
And that was awesome because I mean you were there. I became a youth pastor in 2014, and so we talked a lot. I came over and spoke. You've spoken at Alive a couple of times. Came and spoke at a event for us. So, but tell us at the end of that time, that was I know a really fruitful time. It was busy, it was hard. But then how are you in New York now, and how did that transition happen, and how did God lead you during that time of uncertainty?
Yeah, that was a really difficult time. Like, talk about uncertainty. So I was at Faith, and quite frankly, looking back on it, and people can vouch for this, I really had it made. Good job, good benefits, happy marriage, just had a little girl. And, I had a plan, like Carl and Johnny, they liked me. Right, like
You're likable, yeah, sure.
Likable, yeah. I didn't have to worry about my job or anything. Like, this is where I was gonna live at Faith and die at Faith. Yeah. That was the plan.
Yeah.
But then God told me, hey, I don't want you here. I'm calling you somewhere else. And again, I had that reaction of, heck no. You know?
I remember when you told me, I didn't even believe you. I was like, bro, you're so planted there. You spent your life there, and you're not one to just change it up like that.
No. I started a college, mainstream leadership college. Did end up doing that. So I was doing
you had stuff going on.
Yeah, I had a lot of stuff going on. Yeah. But yeah, so for a year I was like, God, are you sure? Because I don't know. And I couldn't figure it out. And I tried arguing with God back and forth, telling him every single reason why I shouldn't go and how crazy it was and how good I had it. Yeah. And, when you argue with God, he doesn't really argue back. You're just kind of sitting there. So honestly, I just stopped arguing, and I was like, okay, God, you're going to have to show me this, and I won't be kicking and screaming. I won't, but you're going to have to reveal stuff to me, because this makes no sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I even told Johnny, Pastor Johnny, and Pastor Carl, guys, I God doesn't want me here, and both of them were just like, what? Are you sure? And this is big. I don't know why. I didn't even make a resume. I had put no resumes out. I had not put out feelers, nothing.
Yeah, and it wasn't because you were unhappy where you were at. You were right in it. So for God to kind of uproot you at that time was so strange. But you're like, I have to trust you right now, because there is no reason you would do this unless your plan is bigger, better, different, whatever it is, but you have something for me. So
exactly. So they were great too. They prayed with me, obviously, and made sure that I had an open heart to do the will of God type thing. So they gave me permission for that, which was so great. I love them I love them for that forever. So I get my resume out there. Vance Martin, he was a pastor at Faith. He was now a recruiter / headhunter for churches. That's a weird term, but he knows what churches are hiring. And he was like, hey, would you consider working in New York? And I'm just like, heck no.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to go. I told God I don't want New York and I don't want California. All right. So none of that weird stuff. And definitely no place that snows. And Vance was just like, no, this will be a practice interview type thing. So I did a practice interview. They liked me. I don't know why. During my video interview, I promise I was on every flu medication known to man. Like I had no idea. I called the senior pastor dude. That's how wigged out I was.
What you needed was some sweet backgrounds like this. That would really help.
That
right?
I know that would have
that
really
would-
helped,
yeah.
right? But anyways, they still liked me. They flew me up here,
Yeah.
and I'm just like me and my wife, and I'm just like, this will just be a practice interview.
Sure.
Ended up falling in love with the church, and then God kind of like slowly began to confirm things here and then.
Sure.
And I would be like, Kristen, when they said this, did you feel this way? And she's like, yeah, I did. And
Yeah.
so that was interesting. I made it a point not to make any decision about where I was going to go to because it was between New York or a church in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Flew to Oklahoma after New York, did all of that, and came home and I prayed on it. And both my wife and I felt, oh, wow, I think we're called to New York, which is stupid crazy.
Yeah.
And it's something that I didn't plan on, but I think the reason why I was so confident was because I was open. Like even in the uncertainty, even in the craziness, I was like, God, do you.
Yeah.
Like whatever you want, I'm down for, and I will have the best attitude I possibly can throughout the process.
Yeah. And what's really cool is I know this is kind of like a big time of uncertainty, like huge life change,
Yeah.
shifting transition in your life. But I also you and I are both in uncertainty with everyone else. Like we're not like just separated from everything else going on in the world. So now we're dealing with uncertainty, but we can apply a lot of those really, really big type things. The same faithfulness that you showed and you kind of work through that, you can actually apply now. So right now in this time of uncertainty, like what does that look like for you? How are you leaning on the certainty of God in uncertain times? Like what does that look like for you? Really practical. Like what is
really practical? Okay, yeah, because New York, if you haven't watched the news, has been hit really, really, really hard.
Yeah.
And
it's like almost half. Yeah.
Like
cases.
It's pretty insane. And even in my neighborhood, there's COVID. It's insane. So in all of this, and you, Schmidt, we're trying to revamp youth ministry in a new way. Like, what the heck does our job look like when you can't
Zoom chats with frozen backgrounds? Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Live streams.
But to keep it practical, this is the major thing. Even in uncertain times, go back to your default setting. What's your default setting? God loves me. God has a plan for me. God has called me up here to New York. God has called me to youth ministry.
Yeah.
God has called me to be a husband, a father, all those things.
Yeah.
So, a lot of things change, but those things haven't. And my job looks way different than it did before this whole COVID-19 thing.
Yeah.
But we're doing it. Like we're figuring out, Schmidt, you're figuring out. And it's really because I went back to my default setting. I know God loves me. I know who I am. I know who I am in Christ.
Yeah. And God called you to be a youth pastor knowing that this was going to happen. This wasn't like outside his knowledge, right? And so he wasn't like, well, I called Chris to be youth pastor, but this virus got crazy. So out of luck, figure it out. Sorry, man. You know, that's so real. I love that default concept. When you said default, like what is my default setting? I thought of the term Imago Dei, like at our core, right? Like I went back to Genesis. I was like, what is at our core? Who are we? Well, we're made in the image of God. And so if I'm uncertain, what am I? I'm made in the image of God. Scripture says I'm a child of God in Christ.
Exactly.
I'm adopted into a new family. So those things are the constants. You know, they don't change when everything else is changing. When we have quote unquote new normals, you know, that people are talking about, like, hey, this isn't maybe just a fluke. You know, this is something that we're going to have to kind of shift and change for the future. Well, what's not different? Well, God's love is steadfast, right? So.
Amen.
That's really good. Anything else? Parting wisdom for anybody who's feeling kind of uncertain right now. What would you encourage them to do? Anything practical, spiritual disciplines, anything like that? What would you say?
Sure. And I think you've probably mentioned this before, Schmidt, because I feel like every pastor has said this, but like a church isn't a building. Well, maybe, I don't know. No, but you've said this to me in our discussions. A church isn't a building. You are the church. So it's all good. Like, we don't have a building. Okay, no big deal. Like, the church in Acts didn't have necessarily a building, you know, they just had little meetings, whatever. And
Houses. Zoom
yeah,
chats.
little houses.
Maybe
Yeah.
not Zoom
So
chats.
just apply it to Zoom. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But another thing too, do not, don't ghost. Like be there for people. If your youth pastor texts you, all right, text them back. It's just nice, common courtesy.
Right.
I'm just saying.
I do
You
it
know,
because I care, you know.
yeah, exactly. And don't let someone else's faith dictate your faith, because there's going to be a lot of people going through this who, I don't know, like, if we're really honest, this whole COVID-19 thing has made it harder for them to live for God.
Sure.
And so they've stopped trying. That doesn't give permission for you to stop trying. No, keep on doing it. Keep on plugging away. Keep on reading. Keep on studying. Keep on worshiping.
Yeah.
Keep on praying.
Yeah. Yeah, I know my default is to just get real leisurely. Like I get real lazy and laid back. I'm hanging out in my house. I'm like, I don't need to put on, like you said, like no pants, you know, hanging out. And like, so it's really easy for me to just like default into just like chilling out. But like there's an active pursuit of our faith that I'm like, I have to make sure I'm stepping and walking on this journey. And I'm like, I don't want to just be level ground for a while. I don't want to be stagnant or plateau out on my faith. I want to keep growing, even in a different kind of system or structure. So
for sure.
Well, let me read this. Let me read this verse one more time, just to kind of conclude us, to encourage us. Dear brothers and sisters, this is James 1:2-4. When troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy. For you know, that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. So let it grow. For when your endurance is fully developed, you will be perfect and complete, needing nothing. That is our goal. That is our prayer, that you guys would be in a place where you would just be so trusting in God that you wouldn't need anything else. You wouldn't be worried about paper towels and toilet paper, because God has you, right? Yeah, for sure. Well, love you, Tom, man. Thanks so much for being on, and
love you too.
Stay after it, man.
You too, my friend. Love you, bro.
All right, I'll see you.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching that. Chris, I want to thank you again for taking some time to have that conversation with me. I hope that you are encouraged. If you are feeling like you're in a time of uncertainty, know that there is certainty in Christ. Look, your small group leaders are going to reach out to you tonight or in the next couple of days to have a conversation about some of the things we were talking about in that conversation. But just be encouraged. I would encourage you to jump in the morning and be a part of that 10 a.m. Bible study. I also encourage you to join us Sunday mornings at 10:30 to hear more about what's going on at the life of OBC. So be here online on Facebook Live at OBC. We're going to be reposting that on our live page as well if you want to find us there. But yes, come join us at 10 in the morning. Thank you guys for sticking around for our live stream today. Or maybe you're watching this later or on YouTube. I don't know how you're watching it, but thank you guys so much. Hey, we're going to find out, before I close out with a couple other announcements, we're going to find out who our winner is going to be tonight. So we got 6, Tina, Gabe, the Don, Peyton, the Dan, and Bradford. I love that. Bradley Knight made it to the board, number 6. So I got my dice, going to try to keep it on the table this week. Somebody's going to get a pizza delivered to their house this evening if you don't already have dinner plans, or maybe another night. We'll talk real soon. So here we go. I don't know if you got a drum roll wherever you're at. Drum roll. Here we go. Keep it on the table. Keep it on the table. Here we go. It's 6. So that's Bradford. Bradley Knight holding it down tonight. Made it to the board. Bradley Knight, congratulations. I'm sure Anna will be pumped. I didn't let her play because she was in studio today, so I'm sure that's going to be great news for her if you decide to share. So text me. If I don't hear from you, I'll reach out to you. Get some food sent to you real soon. So love you guys so much. Hey, before we jump off, a really important announcement I want to let you guys know. First of all, share this. Doesn't matter if you're watching this live or you're picking up on this later. If you can share this on your social media platform any way you can, that really helps us get the word out that we're doing these services, and just shares the love of Jesus with anybody who might have a chance to watch it. So that's an awesome way to stand for Jesus and to be the difference, like we talked about just a few weeks ago. A couple other things. Again, we're on YouTube, so make sure that you jump over to YouTube, find us at Alive Orlando. You'll see our logo. It'll be awesome. And the last thing, really important announcement. So hopefully you guys are listening. I sent out an email this morning, but we have gotten word probably saw it coming that our summer camp dates for June have been canceled. Student Life is not going to be able to do their June summer camps because of the quarantine and everything going on right now. And so I want to let you know that though our dates won't be happening, our Southeastern dates in June, we are looking at possible summer camp dates for July. As of right now, they are still hosting their July camps, and if there's a way for us to jump in, there's a couple different options that we're looking at right now. Don't want to say anything quite yet. We haven't made a decision. We're still waiting to see a couple things that are going to happen, but we're going to let you know really soon. Our goal is the safety and health of students, and if there's a way for us to gather and be able to have an amazing summer camp, we want to do that, but we're just going to have to wait just a little bit longer to see exactly what's going down. But I want to let you know that I'm really excited to get back with you guys really soon. But for now, keep coming back to our live streams. We're going to be back next Wednesday at 4 p.m. Going to have on a few new special guests as well, so make sure to tune in to see who that is. Some new video content. Love you guys so much. Thank you guys for watching. Peyton, why don't you take us out with your benediction today? Thank you so much.
Hi, Alive. I'm doing the benediction for today. The verse I chose is Isaiah 43:19. It says, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland." I think this verse is very relevant for today, especially because of the coronavirus. It says in the verse, "See, I'm doing a new thing." And I don't think we should focus on what we lost because of the coronavirus. I think we should focus on what we can do to show the love of Christ. So, bye.
Thanks so much, Peyton. I appreciate that a ton. Such a great word of encouragement. Once again, love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.